Hi everyone, Diana here with your weekly soul messages from Phillip. And this is our 51st uh, week. We started with a half week, and so it's not the 51st week of the year, but it's the 51st week of our doing videos. We've got another 2 weeks to go with a 51st week this year of our doing videos, 51st video. Shall I start over? I think we're having warmer than usual weather today. Not so much in my house, but outside. And I think maybe that warmer weather is getting to me. I don't know. But what we're going to do today is we're going to answer some questions that one of our viewers had. And the question have to do with soul contracts. So we're going to get into that. And of course, we will also get a message from Phillip from this book. It's an oracle book for those of you who aren't familiar. And we just open to a page, and each page has a different wisdom on it. And so we will get our message from Phillip for that. I want to say, for those of you who want the predictions of the month, please go to my monthly video, and that will give you the predictions for the November one. Will give you the predictions for this month, which is December. And then in another week or so, I'll make the predictions for January. This is such hello, Annika. So good to see you. Happy Friday to all. She wishes, and she's, I want to say, actually, this is Friday. So yesterday, the 10th, this is the 11th, but we always do these for the week coming up. So happy Hanukkah to all of my friends who celebrate Hanukkah, which began yesterday. The first lighting of the first candle on the menorah was yesterday. So, and we have next week, or the week after next, the 21st, we have winter solstice coming up. And then the week after that, we have Christmas. And I want to say there are so many sacred celebrations taking place this time of the year. So use that. And this year, we're going to be able to see the northern lights as far south as Pennsylvania. That's just unheard of. And a star or two planets are coming together. I'm sorry, I don't have the names in the top of my head, but it's the Star of Bethlehem. We haven't seen that star coming together for 800 years, and that's going to come together in 2 weeks. So just a marvelous time. It is a time to really let go of all of that that's not working in your life and move toward that which is working or will work. And that's not always easy. And that's kind of what we're addressing here about soul contracts. So let me read you the questions and let's get into the answers that Phillip has for us, shall we? We have two questions and they're related. The first is, how do we know when we've come together with another or others to fulfill a soul contract as opposed to just group recognition? Are soul contracts always growth promoting and challenging? Okay, here's what Phillip has to say about that. When a soul contract is involved, the depth of emotion is strong. And we've all experienced that, where we meet someone and we just know them. And we know that we know this person. That's probably a soul contract. This can be an attraction, or it can be a sense of we have something to do together, or it can even be a sense of being put off or even repelled by another. Whatever the emotion, it is to be looked at without judgment, but with a willingness to grow and learn. It is an opportunity to heal often, or an opportunity to fulfill a dream, or even your soul's mission. We shall explain soul contracts in more depth, but let us first say that when there is group recognition without a soul contract, it is just that, recognition. Now let us look deeper at soul contracts, and in doing so, we shall answer the second question as well. As we have said, soul contracts between two individuals or among groups bring to the forefront strong emotional responses. These responses are designed to attract the human's attention. Let us say, for example, that an individual is attracted to another individual. In your language, you would call this chemistry because hormones are activated. Let us also suppose the sole contract between them is to broaden their sense of love. This might play out that they are to stay together for a human lifetime, or it might mean that one is to leave, allowing the other to either choose a broken heart, lived in despair, or choose a heart broken open to allow more love in. Either way, the soul contract is partially fulfilled. My contract is to open you to love. Whether you choose to accept or not is up to you. Your contract to me may not be fulfilled if you do not open to love, but instead wish me harm. It may require other life experiences to fulfill the contract. Let us look at why the contract was made. It may be two individuals have harmed one another in another life experience and wish to reform any injury. It is just as likely that two people came together because they have known the pleasure of each other's love and want another experience of that love. When soul contracts are made among groups, it is often similar to what we've explained about individuals. The group has a mission to fulfill, and while in spirit world, those who are to be part of the mission enter into the contract. Soul contracts, then, as you have seen, are between two or more people. It is also possible for an individual to make a contract with spirit to fulfill a specific mission. This is above or in addition to the contract every soul makes to live at their highest level while in human form. This is not to say these contracts are fulfilled once human life is entered into. Contracts in spirit are not written on paper as you do in human form. The punishment for not fulfilling your contract is not brought on by spirit, but instead brought on by the human's own thinking. The same is true of the reward. Contracts are always about leading the individual or groups toward healing, which may be for individual healing, group healing, or lead to healing of the world. Healing is often difficult for humans, so you may see the contract as challenging and difficult. However, it is not necessary to see it as soul. For one person, climbing a mountain is a fun challenge, while for another, the struggle of a small hill is challenging and difficult. A human may feel the sacrifice is too great, the climb too steep, or they may feel all is worth that which must take place. Soul contracts are made between yourself and spirit, or spirit's representative and another being or group. Once you enter a contract, you may choose to fulfill it or to nullify it and choose another path. It is to be remembered that all paths lead to the same place, the light of pure love. All contracts made between and among souls are for the purpose of aiding the human home. All contracts made between and among souls are for the purpose of aiding the human home to the place of love. All contracts made between and among souls are for the purpose of aiding the human home to the place of love. I love that, don't you? You know, in all my workshops or in people I work with, they've heard me say it over and over and over again. You can't do this wrong. If you mess it up this life, you're going to get a chance to do it in another life. And keep in mind, all life is happening at the same time. There is no such thing as time. Everything is in the now, just in different dimensions. And so with everything happening at once, you mess it up this time, you'll get another chance. We always want to do our best, though, don't we? Let's see what our message is for this week, shall we? We just flip through and we open. I'm thinking right page. If you thought right page, then our intuition is in sync. If you thought left page, which I will also read, that's a personal message for you, so pay attention. On the right page, it says, I love the way these messages in this book always so fit the answers that Philip gives us from your questions. And by the way, if you have questions, just post them in the comments below, email them to me. I do see them. I do pick them up off the comments. Emails sometimes get lost, and I get hundreds of emails. So send me your questions, and we will answer them. So here's what the right side says. The growth of a mighty oak comes after many harsh winters. The growth of a mighty oak comes after many harsh winters. So fulfilling those soul contracts, is it easy? I don't think so. Does it require sacrifice? As humans, we would say yes. Is it difficult? As humans, we would say often it is. Doesn't have to be, though. If you heard left, then here's a message for you. Be who you are and not who you think you should be. Oh, I love that. Be who you are and not who you think you should be. Oh, my friends, it's always so good to be with you on these Friday afternoons. I'm so grateful. Thank you again, Annika, for being with us live. And for those who will join us later in the rerun, so to speak, thank you for being there. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for telling others. And mostly, thank you for loving, creating love in our world. There's enough anger in our private worlds. If we create love instead of anger, if we simply remember every time, pay attention to our feelings, pay attention to our reactions to things, and if we just stop and think, I'm going to see this in love and peace rather than fear and war or anger and war. If we do that in our personal lives, guess what? That will spread. We created this world of anger and meanness and war. If we did that, we can also together create a world of love and kindness and compassion. Let's do it, my friends. Let's create that world of love, kindness, compassion. I rather think that's our soul mission and our soul contract. I love you. Thank you for receiving this love. Thank you for loving us. We'll see you next week. Have a safe, have a happy, and most of all, have a healthy week.